In response to the COVID-19 outbreak in China, the CDC is imposing new rules for travelers coming from China. From January 5th, passengers originating from China must have a negative COVID test result within 2 days before flying. The rule will apply to all passengers regardless of nationality or vaccination status. Health officials are concerned over the situation in China as infections have been spreading since the regime ended its strict zero COVID policy, including travel restrictions. Recently, China has stopped reporting key numbers about the outbreak. So far, Japan, India, Taiwan, and Italy's Lombardia region have also imposed testing requirements from people traveling from China. Dr. Li Mengyan is a virologist, and she was also one of the lone voices blowing the whistle at the onset of the pandemic over how the Chinese Communist regime allowed the virus to spread around the world, all the while covering up the outbreak inside of China. With COVID cases again skyrocketing across China, Dr. Yan joins us to discuss. Dr. Li Mengyan, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Doctor, there are reports that an estimated 250 million people in China have just recently been infected by the COVID virus in a very short period of time. It's in a country that obviously is not forthcoming when it comes to data. What do you make of this, and have you been hearing anything from your contacts inside of China?
Yes, I'm working now with a lot of people based in China to get the first-hand information because China government didn't share the real information. And the thing is, I've been studying it for days until now for several weeks. We see a lot of in common as what happened in Wuhan in the early 2020 at that outbreak. And also we see the situation getting worse and worse. And it cannot only explained using the immune response difference or the coverage of vaccination or the nature origin outbreak. There are a lot of suspicious things happened, which we need more information. However, what we can see is first, we don't know what exactly virus variant circulating in China. Although government told the people that it's Omicron, but the symptom is much more severe on average in the population, and transmission is very high. And also we see the death toll increasing like crazy with a lot of more people have the pneumonia, even they are the healthy adults. And also we see government, of course, there are man-made factors to make the situation worse because government control the drug supply and they don't allow people to get the useful medicine, and the hospitals are overloaded. And the thing is, what happened now is very concerning, but China is already going to reopen, gradually reopen, and they will formally reopen right after this new year. So if at that time the virus tsunami come out of China going to the world, it's really a big worry that whether we have prepared to handle it, what will happen.
Now, to your point, are the conditions ripe, based on what you're seeing in China right now, for another variant to emerge? And I also want to ask you, Japan has just implemented restrictions on Chinese travelers starting, I believe, on December 30th. And should the international community be concerned about visitors traveling from China to other countries at this moment?
Of course. We know that back to 2020, when Wuhan locked down, but China managed to send some of the travelers all over the world. And then soon after, we see the pandemic coming from Italy and then later come to America. And this time, it's not only Wuhan. There are multiple big cities, even larger than Wuhan, like Shanghai, Guangzhou, Beijing. They all get into this kind of outbreak, virus tsunami, and we don't know why the things become so terrible because the people get symptoms at the same time, and also from the young people to elderly. It's kind of that we need more examination and preparation, but now, if we don't give the travel ban or this kind of restriction, I'm worried that we don't have enough time to prepare for all of this.
So let me ask you, why do you think we have seen such a sudden shift in policy from COVID zero to essentially opening up the floodgates overnight in China?
Oh yeah, so we really can say that the first thing is because of the white paper revolution. It actually clearly threatens the Chinese Communist Party government and also Xi Jinping. So that makes a very strong that instability for the Xi Jinping's control in domestically. And also after that, we see right after that, we see the international pressure come to China government because the House Intelligence Committee has recently published a report pointed out the connection between COVID-19 virus and also China's government's bioweapon study, and also they want to find out the origin of COVID. They also said they will hold Chinese Communist Party accountable. So this is very big international pressure for Xi Jinping's regime. And so that's why it's a very suspicious timing that suddenly China government showed a step down, and then they said, okay, we lift the zero COVID policy and let you have the freedom. However, after that, immediately the virus outbreak come and people suffered in this outbreak. So there is no protest now. And also because the other government don't know what is happening in China. So since China has gained more time to do other things, to conduct other tactics or operations. So for certain level, this kind of outbreak helped Xi Jinping to make more time or chance for their own purpose.
Dr. Li Mengyan, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.